close to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hemp hard, legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Shawn Mack. Now let's talk some damn sports.
Welcome back to another Sports Fans Only production, and this is The Last Take with your host KJ and Shawn Matt. What's the deal, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I don't know. I'm going to greet him like I always greet him. I don't know.
Let's do it.
What's good, K? What's good with you, man? It's good to
Chilling, man.
Feeling good about this show right now. I'm happy. I don't know.
Yeah, little energized. It always feels good to get back in front of the mic. Let's see. What we getting into today? We're going to talk a little NBA, huh?
Little NBA, yep, little trades. Certain things happen. I think people are set up for the playoff run. Let's go.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, we never really talked about this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people watching have had this conversation already. How whack? Now, I understand that LeBron James started the whole super team thing. I'll give him that. He started it. Whether it was whack or not at the time, I get why he did it. Why are the Nets loading up the way they're loading up?
Actually, I want to tell people they need to shut the hell up. Why are people trying to make it like Blake Griffin is something now? Even he said it. He was like, my whole perspective of how people looked at me changed now that I'm on the Nets. For the last 5 years, I heard that I don't have it. I'm not as good anymore. And now I'm all of a sudden I'm an all-star.
Yeah. I mean, actually, tell you the truth, being in Detroit, I haven't even paid him any attention. I don't even know nothing.
Check out his stats. But, he don't want to be there. And he's still putting up decent stats. It's just he's not a high riser no more. Most of the time we saw Blake Griffin from what? Highlights, dunks, stuff like that. So,
yeah.
And Drummond, hey, what about Drummond?
And Drummond going to the Lakers. I honestly believe this is the reincarnation of the Twin Towers for all those who are old enough to remember Tim Duncan and David Robinson when they won that. Some don't count the championship. I tend to count it when they beat the Knicks and when David Robinson was still a valuable asset, because when they won the second one with David Robinson, he was pretty much he was
like a shell of himself.
Yeah, basically. So I think this is the reincarnation of that. And I don't see any team. I might be a little biased because I'm a LeBron fan, but I said the Lakers were going to win it from the beginning of the year, so I'm not going to go back and change that. I don't see any team with a front line like LeBron James, Drummond. If all three of them start, which I'm pretty sure they will, Drummond, Davis, and LeBron, that's unstoppable. I don't care what team you are.
You have Gasol coming off the bench.
Now you're going to have Gasol. They actually wanted to get rid of him. I think they're not happy with what he brought to the table this year. Or maybe just doesn't have nothing left.
You know what it probably is? It's
what's that?
Brian always got to find one person to suck the energy from. We talk about this.
I think it just happens to be him this year.
Happens to be him. He might not be really on key or on pace with what they're doing. And, he's like, shit, let me do me,
Yeah, exactly.
It happens to it always happens to one player that LeBron is on the team with. So we talk about that.
I actually thought that was going to be a twin tower. Him and Gasol and Davis. I thought because Gasol did his thing when he was in Toronto. But anyway, like I was saying, I don't think anybody is going to be able to stop that front line. But let's look at some of the other trades that happened. We got Rondo going to the Clippers. Is that a high impact pickup? You think that's going to move the needle as far as – because now we have the barometer now. The Lakers are, if healthy, them in Utah, in my opinion, are at the top of the West. Yeah. Do you think that Rondo trade, does that shake things up, or they're still the third or fourth team?
I don't think it's going to really help position-wise in the conference, but it will help when it comes time to playoffs. To me, that was an addition by subtraction. You lose Lou Williams, even though he's having one of the worst years he's had maybe in his career.
Yeah.
But it's an addition by subtraction. You lose the scoring in this, but in Rondo, you gather the hardship, a vet, and when it's playoff time and his lights on, he's ready to play.
And he's clutch. He's clutch in the playoffs.
Very clutch.
He turns into an actual scorer. At certain moments, he turns into a viable scorer on the basketball court.
15 points, and that's all you need.
That's all you need. I would love to see the Clippers. I hope they match up with the Lakers at some point in the playoffs this year. Because I think everybody's been wanting to see that. And then you got Montrezl Harrell on the Lakers. He's the forgotten man too. Because once you got Drummond back, he can go back to going on the bench because he was starting the last couple weeks was he?
Yeah.
Yes. So you put him back in his original spot. So I think that works out for everybody. What do you think about Victor Oladipo going to Houston? You think that because they surprised everybody last year. So adding him,
he didn't go to Houston, did he? He just.
I'm sorry, Miami.
It'll pay dividends more in the back end next year.
Okay.
Coming off that big injury, so
yeah.
Don't take what he's doing right now like for face value. That's just a guy that's trying to get back in shape off a huge injury. He's going to pay dividends in the playoffs. It's going to help them out. But next year, I think they'll be at the top of the East because Hero and all those guys will be a little bit older and a little bit more mature.
I was going to say, I think that makes them the best backcourt in the NBA. You have Dragic, Hero, Butler, and Butler plays shooting guard. He plays shooting guard with Miami. Yeah. And then and you have who am I missing? Oh, Oladipo. I think those are the four best guard, the best four guard tandem in the NBA. I can't think of anybody else. Maybe Phoenix. I can't think of nobody else.
Boston, but they're not stepping up to the plate. So
no, then and we're gonna have to talk about that. If not today, some other time. We're gonna have to. I don't think Brad Stevens. I don't think he's gonna last too much longer.
I'm looking at him. He's supposed to be the new young, fresh thing, and now he's like not as young and not as fresh. And
it's
once he get fired or they let him go, we're gonna hear a lot of stories about what was going on in turmoil in that locker room. That's just my opinion.
I would have loved, even though he didn't deserve it, I would have loved to see him get fired and they rehire Doc Rivers for that team. Yeah, I think Doc Rivers would work good with that team. But anyway,
playing well. Moving on. Sorry about that.
No, that's all good. Let's see. Oh, Aaron Gordon to Denver. Now I think he's the sleeper. I think that was the sleeper move. I just think everybody has a foregone conclusion that Denver can't beat the Lakers or they.
Yeah, and they got a big man too. Who else was it?
Did they?
Yeah. They picked up somebody to help out Jokic.
Let's see here. Now I'm gonna have to skim through here. Give me a quick second if you can just.
I gotta think about who it was. It was a big man that really didn't do any much more. As a black guy, it's losing me. We can move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. Let's see. I see Aaron Gordon, and I'm looking at it doesn't say nobody. Maybe it was somebody like a. Kind of like a bench player, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I think Aaron Gordon, because they didn't really lose anybody. I think they traded draft picks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they traded away any core players.
Anyone, I don't think. No, I don't.
So now you got Murray, you got Jokic, Gordon. That's a pretty formidable big three. And let's see who else. Utah, I don't think they've made any big-time moves. They picked up a couple people. I think somebody from Toronto, his name was Matt Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. You're a prototypical forward that can shoot threes. But other than that, they pretty much stayed put. And the other team that really came up was I think that's going to pay big dividends when they get to the playoffs is P.J. Tucker going to the Milwaukee Bucks.
I like that.
Yeah, I definitely like that. If you guys remember a couple years ago, they got rid of Malcolm Brogdon. He was their defensive cog.
Nobody got rid of him either.
I don't know. They just didn't re-sign him in free agency, and he went to Indiana. And he was like the heart of their defense, and they lost that when they lost him. Getting P.J. Tucker, he reminds me of who was that guy that played on Houston back in the day with Hakeem Alad, like an Otis Thorpe or
Otis Thorpe. Little Rodman. He's big, he's solid, you get the rebound, roll out.
Yep, that's it. And he'll dunk on you, that type of player. So they definitely needed that. So I think that pretty much rounds out all the trades. Let me see. Anybody else? Rondo. Yeah, Boston didn't really make no moves.
No, they didn't talk about the people that did make moves. I don't like really what Boston did. Well, didn't do. And I really didn't like it was another team out there. I was like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? It was the Lakers, so they picked up Drummond because you need somebody. Now they have too many big men, if you ask me, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm surprised Portland didn't really do. Oh, the Bulls got better. They didn't get rid of Zach LaVine, and they picked up the other dude from Orlando, Vujicic, not Vujicic, Vujicic, right?
Yeah. And
There's
I'm not sure why anyone couldn't get Lowry out of Toronto. I know they need him.
I don't. Yeah, well, he would have had to been traded though. It's not. He couldn't just leave. I think he wanted to leave. Everybody said he was surprised that he didn't get traded.
Yeah,
But,
they were in talks with a few teams, but who wouldn't want that guy at playoff time? Come on now, he's Roadhouse.
We got to get that. You got to get that as a drop.
I do, right?
But yeah, he's been a baller ever since he was back with Villanova. Kyle Lowry, he's just one of them dudes that pressure moments. He could hit the big shot. He's a poor man's Kyrie. He's a Kyrie without the handles.
Yeah. I used to think it really was him. He was the reason they couldn't get over the LeBron hump.
Yeah.
Then as soon as DeRozan left, I'm like, oh, it's really DeRozan.
Yeah, it's DeRozan, man.
Because I like that guy.
I like DeRozan, and he's brought that same little mystique with him down to San Antonio, and I don't like it. I'm almost like we got to get him out of here because he's just made us average. I don't know what happened.
You know what? The game passed him by.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Range game. His three wasn't as prolific as it should be, which it shouldn't have been because he came in at a different time.
Yeah, he came in at a different time.
He was still more of like a Kobe type player.
Definitely was. Without as good a three though, and without the heart.
Yeah. Poor man's Kobe per se.
Yeah, definitely was, and that's going to go down as one of the worst trades of all time. Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, but I think it was more that he was distraught and he was ready to leave and move on from Canada.
So and then Kawhi wanted to get out so bad, so you just, I guess you take what you can get. So picks for the finals this year.
Damn, we're gonna do it right now. Early picks, and they can change, so don't count me on this. I got.
Wait. Before you start, just keep in mind. Let's do this thinking that everybody's gonna be healthy. If everybody's healthy, and take your pick based off of that.
All right. Being that I can't remember, and it's killing me that I can't remember the guy that went to Denver, a big guy to help out Jokic. It might be JaVale McGee. I can't think who it is.
Yeah, you're right. JaVale McGee.
All right.
It says it right here. The Cleveland Cavaliers are finalizing a deal to send JaVale McGee to the Denver Nuggets.
All right. So you send him. Now you got help on Jokic. He don't have to be number one on the ball.
That's true.
I'm going to go. It's weird. Not going to pick any of the LA teams. I'm going to go Denver Nuggets. No, Denver. I said hold on.
He said two. I said like you said two teams. You said Denver and the Nuggets.
Jesus, I'm sorry. We're gonna go Denver and the Nets.
Denver and the Nets. Yeah, the Nets. There's no possible way if they don't make it out of the East. That's like the biggest upset or the biggest letdown of all time. So I think the Nets are definitely going to be in it. But I got to stick with my pick, the Lakers. Adding Drummond. I don't care. You have McGee. McGee can't deal with Drummond, and we all know Jokic can't deal with Davis. So to me, that automatically takes them out of the equation.
But to me, Jokic and Davis, they cancel each other out.
Do they?
Yeah. Look at the stats from last year. Jokic was
playoffs?
Yeah, he was putting in work.
Nah, he only averaged like 16, 17 points a game.
Nah, that man was putting in work, man. He's about to be the MVP of the league.
No, well, yeah, you're right about that. But Murray was the one who was balling against the Lakers last year. Jokic wasn't doing.
He was balling against everybody.
Oh yeah, Murray. Yeah, that's true.
So who's coming out the East for you? Let's wrap this up. Who's coming out?
Yeah, Nets, Lakers, and I got the Lakers beating. The Nets got too many pieces. The chemistry's not going to be there. I don't think they're going to win it. Too many players hurt, missing games. I don't see it happening. Defense is horrible on that team.
Yeah.
Think of who's the defensive stopper on that team. They're all horrible.
You know what I want to talk about right fast?
What's that?
Michael Rappaport and the message that Durant sent to him. I think that was a horrible message. He had a lot of homophobic stuff. It was horrible. But,
I didn't see this.
Oh, you didn't see it? Look it up.
No.
Do a segment on it.
Okay.
They were in the DMs, Michael Rappaport,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And Kevin Durant, when he criticized Kevin Durant about an interview, and Kevin Durant got at him, you P, you this, you ain't nothing, you all the names that you could think about, we would call each other when we were on the yard when we were younger.
Wow.
He said it. But my thing is this. What he did was horrible, and he tried to apologize, didn't come across as well, Durant that is.
Uh-huh.
If it was in your DM and it was between you and him, why would Michael Rappaport snitch him out to the whole world? It was between you and him. That's not.
I never really.
Good to do. That's my opinion.
I'm leery of people who are obsessed with another culture to the point where it's like he's just all in on. He thinks he's. I don't want to say he thinks he's black, but he thinks he's black.
Yeah,
and he's so good
because he's cool. He is a cool.
No, he is cool.
That I've never. It's nothing he's never done that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? But
it's definitely nothing against him or nothing. Me personally, when somebody's just trying just super hard to be like another race, it just makes me step back and be like, well, why are you trying so hard? That's what it just kind of comes off that way.
Across not smooth. It just ruffle the feathers, right? It's not fine more rubbing this way.
It's almost like you're trying too hard. Yeah,
you're going against the grain to be on the grain, and we see it that is wrong. Yeah. But I like him. But read the story.
No, I definitely like him.
We'll do a segment on this.
And one more thing before we get out of here. Did you see what Sebastian Telfair said? He was like, I don't know what's up with all these weirdos. I'm paraphrasing, but basically how him and Giannis were the only ones who stayed put in their cities and didn't go try to form a super team. And he was like, me and him were like the only ones. He was like, I'm not part of this weirdo era, where dudes want to go team up with other people. So I just want to give him props because even though I don't have a problem with, to me, that Miami team is nothing like some of the teams that are getting made now. Like that it was a start.
Have this bias with them. I told you.
Chris Bosh was good, but he's
Hall of Famers. He's a Hall of Famer.
We're
not gonna go there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Everyone out there, if you like what you heard and you like what you see, you know how we do. We look fly.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. You got me. You throw up the paint.
Yeah.
Anyway, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and share all of our videos. And go through the past videos. We have some good ones there that you might have missed. And that's it. I just wanted to say that.
Yes, sir. So with wrapping that up, once again, this is KJ and Shawn Mack, and this is
Sports Fans Only. Yeah.
Peace.